Manifestation without decolonization is just spiritual bypassing. When we indulge in fantasizing about the ideal future, our minds enjoy it so much that we lose the energy to make it real. Manifestation isn't about pretending obstacles don't exist. It's about visualizing yourself actually moving through them. And this is why I write vision scripts and I listen to them every morning.
Sabrosura pa' ti que.
Hola, hola. Welcome back to Café con Pam, the bilingual podcast that celebrates the power of our stories, the medicine in our voices, and the magic of reclaiming who we are. Today, we're doing a solo episode, otra vez, this time about a topic I've been getting so many questions about manifestation. And specifically, why manifestation advice keeps failing people like us, first gens, Latinas, people of the global majority who are already doing the work. Porque here's the thing. If I see one more manifestation guru tell you to just visualize your dream life and wait for the universe to deliver, I'm going to lose it. Not because manifestation doesn't work, but because the advice like that is missing the entire cultural context we are navigating. And look, I get it. Our parents didn't manifest their way out of poverty. They worked 3 jobs and made it happen through sheer force of will. So when someone tells you to just think positive thoughts, it either sounds like privilege you can't afford or it sounds like you're being lazy. But what if manifestation isn't about replacing hard work? What if it's actually brain training disguised as spirituality? And what if the reason it hasn't been working for you has nothing to do with your energy and everything to do with clearing Calladita culture patterns first? And that's what we're here to do today. We're going to end with a tapping sequence to help you clear one of the biggest blocks to manifestation, the belief that wanting more makes you ungrateful. So, grab your cafecito, get comfortable, and let's talk about what actually works. Okay, let me tell you what the research actually shows about manifestation. When you purely visualize a successful outcome, like just picturing yourself already successful, already wealthy, already free, your brain gets a dopamine hit as if you've already achieved it, which we know it sounds great. Until you realize it's literally draining the motivation you need to actually do the work. And this is called fantasy realization theory. And psychologists Heather Capes and Gabrielle Ottingen have studied this extensively. And I'm hoping I say their names correctly. I looked them up. Oof, I hope so. When we indulge in fantasizing about the ideal future, our minds enjoy it so much that we lose the energy to make it real. Let me say that again. When we indulge in fantasizing about our ideal future, our brain just loves that thought. It loves it so much that it stays there and it loses the energy to make it real. And this is especially dangerous for people like us, for first gen women navigating Calladita culture, because we've already been taught to stay quiet, to not ask for too much, to be grateful for what we have. So, when manifestation practices tell us to just think positively and wait, well, it reinforces the very pattern we're trying to break: passive waiting instead of active reclamation. What actually works is something called process simulation. So instead of just seeing yourself giving that keynote speech, you see yourself practicing it, stumbling over words, getting feedback, refining it. You visualize the messy middle, not just the highlight reel. What this does is it bridges the gap between thought and action. It helps your brain plan, it reduces your anxiety, and it prepares you for the actual obstacles you're going to face. Because the reality is we are going to face obstacles. I'm not here to lie to you. And you know, your brain is very realistic, which we're the queens of catastrophizing. And so when you actually go through that process, that's when we arrive at the first truth that manifestation isn't about pretending obstacles don't exist. It's about visualizing yourself actually moving through them, actually getting over them, actually overcoming them. Now, here's where it gets interesting and why vision scripts actually work. Have you ever noticed that when you decide that you want to buy, let's say, a blue car, suddenly everywhere blue cars appear? That's not magic. That's not the universe sending you signs. That's your reticular activating system at work. Your RAS, reticular activating system, your RAS, is basically your brain's glasses with a filter. So, what it does is when you turn on your reticular activating system, when you turn on your RAS, it's like you choose to put a pair of glasses that filters out millions of pieces of information every second, and it only lets in what you've told it matters. So when you set a clear intention, you're literally programming this filter. You're literally saying, blue car, your RAS says, noted, grabs the glasses that say, I'm going to only show you the blue cars. And this is why I write vision scripts and I listen to them every morning. I'm not just affirming I'm successful over and over. I'm giving my brain a detailed blueprint of what to look for. I'm training my RAS to spot the opportunities, the resources, and the connections that align with my goals. But there's a catch here. Of course, there's a catch. There's always a catch. And this is where most manifestation advice fails us completely. Your reticular activating system is neutral, meaning your reticular activating system does not know what is an opportunity and what is a limiting belief. It doesn't know the difference between your desires and your limiting beliefs. So, if you believe people like me don't get opportunities like that, your brain will find evidence to support it. Your brain will put on the glasses that say, let me look out for those highlights and all the reasons why things won't work. And this is why manifestation without decolonization is just spiritual bypassing. Because you can visualize and affirm all you want. But if you haven't done the work to clear those limiting beliefs, the Calladita Culture programming, if you haven't unmuted the voice that says you're allowed to want more without feeling guilty, your brain's filter will work against you. Truly. I went through this for years. And so that's why I decided to, during this episode, which I don't often do, so please do let me know if you like this. I decided to include a tapping sequence so that we can address the whispers. Some people call them limiting beliefs. I think about them as whispers because they're the thoughts that come kind of like faint. As you say an affirmation, you get a whisper that says, that's not true, or not for you, or not people like you, etc., etc. So we're going to tap in a minute. Pero antes, let me tell you what I actually do because this is what has helped me achieve my goals and even goals that I thought were going to take truly many years. Primero, I use my custom Ikigai GPT. I made that for free because it helped me so much and it helps me get clear on what I want, not what I think I should want, not what would make my parents proud, not what looks good on Instagram, what actually lights up my inner niña, what makes me feel anchored in myself instead of performing for approval. Then, el paso número dos is I write a vision script in present tense and I make it real. I include the feelings, the sensory details, the little mundane moments alongside the magical ones. Because remember, our brain needs a process, not just the end result. Instead of me writing only, quote, I just have a successful business, quote, I write a whole thing. I write, I'm responding to a client message while drinking my morning delicious warm coffee. And I notice how easy it feels to set a boundary because I know my value. I check my bank account and I smile at the number. And for the first time, I feel expansive looking at that number. I feel safe sustaining that number and I'm excited to see it grow. Big difference. between I'm successful to me actually describing what success means to me. That little sentence that fits me and what I want. For you, it could be like, I'm dropping off my kids off work without the pressure of getting back to the office. And I roll my windows down and I feel the air, the crisp morning air that smells so good and it feels so good hitting my face as I think about how easy my day is going to be. You see the difference? Just a simple affirmation of I am successful, it prevents you from moving into the process. So once I write the details, then I record myself reading it with this voice, not in a performative affirmation voice. It's my real voice, the one I use when I'm talking to someone I trust. And I listen to this every morning. I've been doing this for years. Every morning. I have 3 recordings now as of the recording today that I'm as of the day of this recording, I have 3 recordings that I listen to, and it's a total of maybe 12 minutes total. One describes my ideal life as a big picture ideal life. One is my ikigai. So it describes a morning, a day in my life. And one works on my visibility. So it describes my safety with visibility. Because one whisper that I was carrying for a long time was fear of being seen. The wound of Calladita culture there that I've been working through is the wound of worth, actually, which that's for another episode. And me listening to these recordings, they change. If I'm working on an event, for example, I make a recording just for that event when I start planning it. So I visualize the end result of the event and I write a script about the whole process of me arriving from the moment the idea came to executing and finalizing the event. And it's a description that transports my body, my brain, my thoughts, my imagination into the moment of arriving there without excluding all of the intricacies of getting there. And goals that seemed impossible have actually happened. I will clarify that it's not because the universe rewarded my positive thinking. It's because my brain started recognizing the path. My reticular activating system, the little imaginary glasses that I decided to program, they started filtering for opportunities. And I started taking action from a place of clarity instead of confusion. I cleared the blocks that made me sabotage myself. We all know this. Talking about money is not always the most comfortable. Pero our friends from Savvy Ladies make it easier. And now in Espanol. You don't have to feel the pressure to translate for your mama or your tías because Savvy Ladies has their whole site en nuestro idioma. Y ahora they can easily access their free resources like talleres, clases y mi favorita es la línea gratis para enviar preguntas. Their free financial helpline en donde puedes conectar with a trusted financial expert. Whether you need financial guidance in English or in Espanol, Savvy Ladies is here to support you. Visit savvyladies.org, that is SAVVYLADIES.org, para empezar your financial freedom. If you've started making your cafecitos at home to get on with that morning routine and build the habit of saving money, it could be a good strategy. Pero there might be an easier way to save. Did you know that if you open a new savings builder account at BMO, you can earn a $5 reward every month you grow your balance by $200 or more during the first year? Learn more about how BMO can help you grow your savings by visiting bmo.com/save. bmo.com/save. Conditions apply. Accounts provided in the United States by BMO Bank and a member FDIC. So, the vision script is the what. And the tapping that we're going to do is how you clear the way. All right. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to tap on one of the biggest blocks to manifestation I see first gen women, Latinas face. The belief that wanting more makes you ungrateful. If you've never done tapping before, don't worry. Follow along, repeat after me. I'm going to guide you through it. And you can do this sitting or standing. If you're driving, this is when you want to pause and do this when you are stationary because tapping does require you to use your hands. And if you're skeptical, I love this. Please be skeptical because I didn't believe this. This is a weird exercise and somatic work because we are so used to thinking. We're so used to the world expecting us to be thinking heads only. When we do body work, when we do somatic work, our brain tends to be like, this is weird. But EFT, emotional freedom techniques, I'm a clinical EFT practitioner. I've studied EFT for a long time. I've been tapping for 20 years. EFT is evidence based. It's been shown to reduce anxiety, depression, PTSD symptoms by helping to release the emotional charge tied to limiting beliefs. So let's clear this block together. We're going to start on the side of the hand, and the invitation is for you to repeat after me. And here's the little caveat. As I say the statements, I invite you to think and feel, more so feel. I invite you to feel if they feel true to you. Make them true to you. Okay. So what I'm going to say may not, there may be some things you're like, that's not true for me. Then switch them for whatever feels true to you. Okay. We start on the side of the hand and we do side of the hand 3 times for mind, body, and soul. And then we move through the rest of the body points. We're going to do this we're going to do a few rounds because I want to make sure that we clear as much as possible. Okay. Let's take a breath, start tapping on the side of the hand. There's no wrong way to do it. If this is your first time, I hope you're watching the video and follow along. Side of the hand. Even though I feel guilty for wanting more, when my parents had so little, I accept this reality in this moment. Even though there's a voice that says, good daughters don't ask for too much, I choose to honor both my gratitude and my dreams. Oh, even though Calladita Culture says that wanting more may be selfish, I am learning that my desires are medicine. Top of the head. Top of the head is in the middle of your head. Ugh, the guilt about wanting more. Side of the eye. Who am I to ask for this? Under the eye, my parents sacrificed so much. Under the nose, and I want more than they ever had. Under the mouth, and that feels so ungrateful. Collarbone. That feels like betrayal. Under the arm. Oh, this heavy guilt in my body. Top of the head, it's just not safe to want too much. Eyebrow. Good daughters are grateful. Side of the eye. Good daughters don't complain. Under the eye. Calladita te ves más bonita. Under the nose. Wanting more means I am selfish. Under the mouth, it means I am not enough. Collarbone. It means I don't appreciate what I have. Under the arm. Oh, this fear of being too much or not enough. Top of the head. This fear of wanting wrong. Eyebrow. But what if gratitude and desire can coexist? Side of the eye. What if my parents' sacrifice was so I could actually have choices? Under the eye. What if wanting more doesn't erase the story? Under the nose. What if my success is the point, not the betrayal? Mm. Under the mouth. Maybe I can honor where I came from, collarbone, and still claim where I'm going. Mm. Under the arm. Maybe my inner Nina knows what she needs. Top of the head. And it's safe to listen to her. Eyebrow. I choose to release this guilt. Side of the eye. My desires are valid. Under the eye. My wanting is clarity. Under the nose, I'm allowed to build something bigger. Under the mouth, I'm allowed to dream beyond survival. Collarbone, my success makes their sacrifice so meaningful. Under the arm, I am both grateful and ambitious. Top of the head, and that is my liberation. Eyebrow, I feel good releasing this guilt. Side of the eye, I am open and ready and willing to release this guilt. The whispers no longer run the show. Under the nose, oh, feels so good being grateful and being clear. Under the mouth, opening up for possibility. Collarbone, ready to begin receiving with ease. Under the arm, and thankful for the possibilities that I have. Shake it off. Take a deep breath. Release. Continue to let your body release. If you feel teary, notice what shifted. Notice what may have felt lighter. You may feel emotional. You may just feel different. If there's emotion there, let it move through. You can continue to tap through the points and let your emotions move through as long as you're not flooding out, meaning as long as you're not so emotional that you can't control yourself. If there are some tears that you need to shed, please give yourself permission to do that. Now, to explain it a little bit, we started with very negative thoughts because what tapping does is basically, I've said this before, you can't decorate the house if you don't clean it. And so, what we do, we start with the negative thoughts first, that sometimes the body's like, oh, I don't know if I want to say that. You're not affirming them, you are clearing them. When we do it with our voice and when we do it with tapping points, what we do is we're clearing, we're accepting the reality. We're saying, this thought is real in my head and I'm letting it go. So I'm acknowledging it that it's there and I'm choosing to release it by doing the tapping. And then we move into the possibilities. We move into the potential. We move into what we actually want after we've cleared the the belief or the whisper. There it is. If you have any questions, please let me know. But that's the truth about manifestation when you're navigating Calladita culture. It's not magic. It's actually brain training. And I want to start using that term, but I don't know if people will get it. So we'll use manifestation and then we'll transition into actually brain training your brain. Because what we're doing is we're clearing the blocks so your reticular activating system can filter for opportunities instead of limitations. It's giving yourself permission to want what you want without making it mean bad things. It's giving yourself permission to stay neutral by letting the whispers fade away. So when you tell your reticular activating system, when you tell your brain, I want this, there's no whisper coming in. So there's no internal battle with your filtering, you know? So if you want to create your own vision script, please use my free Ikigai GPT. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. It will help you get clear on what you actually want. It will help you get clear and remove the thoughts of what you think you should want. And if, the vision script isn't enough or the GPT is not enough, if you need support clearing the patterns at a deeper level, that is what the unmute and reclaim method is for. Because manifestation without decolonization is just spiritual bypassing. But manifestation with the inner work, with inner niña work, that's when you start recognizing the path. That's when your brain starts working for you instead of against you. That's when you stop whispering your dreams and start claiming them out loud, unapologetically, proudly so. Because your truth isn't too much and your dreams are not too big. They're simply waiting for you to clear the way. Let's clean the house, then we go and redecorate it. We deserve this. Our parents worked so hard for us to make this happen. And look, they're so proud of us. I see this. I love watching from people graduating, college, university, graduate school, all the things to them coming to your businesses and supporting you. Like, truly, our success doesn't steal from their work, it enhances all of it. Y bueno, como siempre, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for choosing to grow with me, for being willing to do the deeper work, and for believing your desires matter. I truly don't take your ears for granted. I will see you next week. Share this episode with whoever you love and care about. Have a discussion about it. And then tag me in the socials and tell me what you think. See you next week. Y como siempre, sigue brillando. Café con Pam is created con mucho amor by our small but mighty team. Content production by Nancy Jaimes. Podcast management by Maru Linardi. Social media and marketing by Brenda Figueroa. And me, your host, Pam Covarrubias. To keep the cafecito brewing and the healing flowing, join the Supporters Club for only $5 a month and access early episodes, behind the scenes vibes, and exclusive minisodes you won't hear anywhere else. Screenshot this episode and tag me and share what resonated. I love seeing your takeaways. Follow on your favorite podcast platform and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's keep the conversation going with us on social media at Café con Pan Podcast, because your voice always matters there. We love being on Instagram and Facebook. Gracias for listening to Café con Pan, a Spread Ideas Move People production. For more episodes, guest info, or resources, visit cafeconpam.com. And if you're healing from Calladita Culture and don't know where to start, you can take the quiz. cafeconpam.com/quiz for Tia Wisdom and cariño just for you.
Sabrosura pa' ti que